Please welcome AliseMorales.
Oh, hello, everyone. How are we doing? Wonderful. I'm going to try to, I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to grab this. Give it up for your host, Mr. Colby Smith. Give it up for the lovely couple. Yes. And most importantly, give it up for the man of the evening, the very weird 32-year-old man I was dating when I was 23 who dumped me and pissed me off so much that I threw a big New Year's party only he wasn't invited to, and that's where Nathan and Emily met. The true star of the evening. He's married as well. I hope she's doing great. Anyway, I'm going to do some stand-up for you. How do we feel? Okay. Great. When I first got into comedy, an older male comedian gave me a little bit of advice. I didn't ask him for this. I just kind of stood still long enough, and he got in there. I just got in there. But he told me that I should always start my sets out with a joke that's going to tell the audience, like, who I am. Who is Alise Morales? What do you need to know? And so I think what I want to start out with is I once had my marijuana confiscated while going in to see the Harry Potter play on Broadway. That's kind of all you need to know about me. Theater kid, Harry Potter nerd. This was before. We can't get into that, but anyway. we can't. Theater kid, Harry Potter nerd, addicted to weed, very reckless. That's kind of all you need to know. As it was happening, it was obviously very embarrassing. There was this voice in my head that was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe this is happening. And then a louder voice, an ancient voice from the back of my head was like, no, bitch. This was always gonna happen to you. Getting drugs taken from you next to a child dressed as an owl. We were always walking down that road, friends. Just didn't know when we'd get to the end. Okay, let me do a little poll. So I drove here. We got in like truly 15 minutes before the show. Did anybody else drive to Vermont to get here? Great. Did anybody else fly? Who flew? Okay, couldn't be me. I have flight anxiety, bad flight anxiety. Does anybody else have flight anxiety? A couple people. The rest of you? I can't tell if that was a woo or a boo. Like, little like, I don't know if you support. But I have flight anxiety. I guess the rest of you understand how plane works. That's part of my problem. I guess you understand how a plane works. I don't. And as a result, I'm very anxious. And I've noticed that when I tell people that I have flight anxiety, they always respond in one of two ways. The first is to tell me the most fucked up thing that's ever happened to them on a plane. So I can tell even now there's at least one of you who wants to run up here, grab the mic, and be like, my plane landed on another plane. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know I should even be afraid of that. And the second is that they always want to assuage my fears. They want to tell me how resilient a plane is, right? So I once had a friend who I was explaining that I had flight anxiety, and she said, actually, Elise, your plane can get hit by lightning and you'll be totally fine. To which I was like, if my plane gets hit by lightning, I might be physically okay. But I'm not totally fine. The bitch who got on that plane and the bitch who's getting off that plane, that's two different bitches, my friend. Listen to me. If my plane was hit by lightning, I would never say a normal thing to another person again. Okay? You would come up to me and you would say, hi, Alise, and I would say, humans belong on the ground. It was hubris for us to go up into the skies. And then my cellmate would be like, she's always on this. So, let's see. What do I want to do? Okay, I've got a minute and a half left. This is a family. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Since I have endeared myself to you, which I have done, I'm going to round things out with my nastiest little joke. Are we ready? Everyone's ready? Everyone's on board. Okay, and just before I begin, is anyone here with like a member of their own family? Like a blood relative? Okay, a couple of people. Wow, okay, these two are holding hands in the front. I'll do it right to you. So I was recently talking to some friends about times we walked in on our parents having sex. No, it's okay. You don't have to tell me if this happened to you. I'll just see who had the deadest eyes in the crowd and pull it back. But I was having a hard time actually relating to the conversation because I've never walked in on my parents having sex. I walked in on my dad eating out my mom. Immediate recoil from the crowd. It's fine. We're ending here. And it's just different. It's just different. When you walk in on your parents having sex, as far as my friends told me, like, they kind of sit you down. You have a little bit of a teachable moment. Maybe it even becomes a funny family story. That's the impetus for them telling you about the birds and the bees. When you walk in on your dad eating out your mom, this guy's losing his mind. He's done this. This has happened to you. So that's fine. When you walk in on your dad eating out your mom, you go, ah, and he goes, blah, and then you never talk about that. You like bury that deep down and you wonder why you keep having dreams where your dad is going. Listen, we don't have time. We're running out of time. But it was at my grandma's house. They were in her bed. And listen, we don't have time, but I do just want to say, we all know who the hero of this story is, right? My mom, exactly. Exactly, just laid out in her mother-in-law's bed. Getting serviced by her Latin lover, I'm Cuban. Absolutely surrounded by crucifixes. A powerful feminist image that I really just couldn't take in at the time. And I did tell this joke once at a benefit show for women because I do think it benefits women to hear it. And at the show, so Gloria Steinem was sitting right here, and my mom was sitting right here. And I go, at the end of the show, I go, Ma, are you mad that I told that joke in front of Gloria Steinem? And she goes, no. I want her to know.